Hey there, Carrie Clark here with SpeechAndLanguageKids.com, and today I'm going to share with you 4 tips for how to help a child deal with negative emotions that might come along with stuttering. So for our clients who stutter, a lot of times they have these negative emotions or these anxieties or these misbeliefs about their stuttering, and it causes them tension, it causes them anxiety, and it causes them a lot of distress. And when our students, our clients are feeling that distress, it actually can make the stuttering more frequent and make it harder for them to use the strategies that we want to teach them in our speech therapy to help them move through moments of stuttering. So for our clients who are feeling these feelings, who are feeling these emotions and these negative beliefs, we can work with them to help them address those. So the first tip is to ask and listen. So we never want to assume that we understand what they're going through or how they're feeling or how this is affecting them. So the first thing that you need to do is ask some questions and really listen for the answers. So I recommend starting off with some non-communication questions, such as, what are you good at? What are your strengths? What do you enjoy? What are your interests? And then also, what are your weaknesses? What are areas that are hard for you? And if they go into the speech and the stuttering, awesome, go for that. If not, that's okay. Just listen to what they're saying and listen to what they're not saying as well, because sometimes there's hidden clues in that as well. But then gradually move into, how do you feel about communicating? And then if they seem like they're okay. Now, if they start to shut down, if they start to have anxiety, you have to back off. You have to respect what their body and their words are telling you. If at this point you need to bring in someone like a psychologist or a counselor, awesome, do that. Don't hesitate to reach out for help yourself. But if they're willing, then continue to ask these questions and get more into the disfluencies. So tell me about your stutter. How does it make you feel? What kinds of things do you do differently as a result of your stutter? Are there things you wish you could do that you feel like you can't because of your stutter? Why do you think you stutter? So ask these questions and then listen without judgment. So if you say, why do you think you stutter? And they say, because I'm dumb. And then you go, oh, no, you're not dumb. And you jump in and you immediately correct them. What that says is that their opinions and their beliefs are not valid or they're not correct. And yes, we might have some things that we can fix in terms of how they're thinking about it, which is going to be our next step. But we don't want to jump in with that right away. We want to listen. We want to repeat back what they say so that we make sure we understood, and we want to empathize, but we don't want to tell them they're wrong. So the first step is just asking and listening. The second step is cognitive restructuring. So this is what we also like to call reframing. So if there's something that you found from your questions that you see as a negative belief or a negative emotion that's impacting them, well, how can we reframe that? How can we restructure it? So let's say they do tell you that they think they stutter because they are dumb. What you can do then is lead them on a guided journey where you go look up what does cause stuttering and what kinds of people stutter and what does the research show on stuttering. There are a ton of great resources out there on different websites that will walk you through definitions of stuttering, causes of stuttering in kid-friendly language that you can understand. You can look up famous people that have stuttered and what they've done. You can look up research studies that show that people who stutter have the same level of intellect as others. So you can go through and help them find the information to change that thought or that belief, and then you can help them reframe it. Okay, instead of thinking, I stutter because I'm dumb, how could we reword that? How can we make that a positive sentiment? And then we reframe it into, I stutter because my brain is different. And we help them come up with a way to word that in their own words and help them use that as an affirmation to tell themselves new things about stuttering that may not have been what they were believing before. So cognitive restructuring is number 2. Number 3 is desensitization. So once you've kind of dealt with some of those feelings and they understand and they're at a good place of understanding, you can work on desensitization if they're ready. And this would be stuttering on purpose. So the fear of stuttering can sometimes increase the stuttering. We can help them by helping them not be afraid of stuttering and taking control of it. We would want to start this very, very slow. So it might be stuttering on purpose to yourself in a mirror, or maybe not even with the mirror, maybe just sitting in a room by yourself and saying, please, may I have some bread? So you have them practice the stutter just to themselves. Then once they feel comfortable and ready to move on, maybe they do it in front of a mirror, maybe they do it in front of you, maybe they bring in someone else that they're familiar with and that feels like a safe person. And as they're ready, slowly over time, you increase the challenge. You increase their ability to stutter on purpose in increasingly tense situations for them. But again, we want to make sure we're not pushing them too fast or too far outside of their comfort zone. So that's step number 3, which is desensitization. And then the 4th tip for this is self-disclosure. Sorry, I ran out of room. So self-disclosure would be them telling other people about their stutter and about their needs. So being able to go up to a teacher and say, I am a stutterer, or I am a person who stutters, depending on how they want to word it, and then having them say, I might need extra time to finish oral assignments, or I would like to know ahead of time if you're going to call on me to speak out loud. I need time to prepare. So giving them a voice and giving them a say in what happens in their world can be very helpful. And we can do this through self-disclosure, where they decide who they want to tell and how they want to tell it and what they want to tell. Do you want to tell them about your stutter and then tell them about some really cool famous people that stutter? Do you want to tell them about your stutter and then tell them what causes it so that other people understand? Or are there situations where you don't want to talk about it? And that's okay too. We need to empower our clients to feel like they are in control of who they tell and how they tell it, and give them the tools to do that in whatever way that looks like. All right, so those are my 4 tips for helping children who stutter deal with negative emotions and beliefs that might come along with it. We have tons more resources over on the speechandlanguagekids.com website. And of course, don't forget our slpsolution.com website, where we have our membership for speech language pathologists. We have a ton of resources for stuttering. We actually have a no prep kit in the membership that walks through awareness and education about stuttering, moving into addressing those negative emotions and beliefs. And we have a workbook that you can work through that with your clients. So that's over at slpsolution.com. We also have a paid kit, a paid no prep kit that you can pay $15 for over on the speechandlanguagekids.com website that walks through the same things. All right, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon on Speech and Language Kids.